that the question is how to manage ascension symptoms. And why am I talking about this is because ascension symptoms are inevitable. They are out there for all of us, and some of us are not able to manage these symptoms. These energies are coming down and it's making us freak out. Some of us are freaking out. Some of us have almost gone crazy a little bit. We are not sure what's going on. We are being, in addition, this energy that's coming down to us, we're dealing with AI, artificial intelligence. That is really not a big concern, but it's interfering a little bit with this energy that's coming down on us. So as I said before, you will notice that some people are really acting up. This is the time right now that we would want to not push people's buttons, because people are going to react in ways that we did not expect. Oh my God, I didn't know she was like that. I didn't know he was like that. Oh, I didn't know this would have affected him or her like that, because of the energy that's coming down on us. It's all celestial energy, the Christhood energy, the Christ energy. But now, that doesn't mean everybody will turn into Christ because of the energy, but it's probably the most powerful energy that's ever hit the earth. Now, the best way to manage the symptoms, those headaches, the depressions, or maybe substance abuse, I don't know, whatever symptoms that it's best to find a way to cultivate positive thoughts at all times, in addition to meditation that I mentioned over and over and over again. Cultivate positive thoughts. And also, very important, something that people are not aware of is technology. As we are going through this ascension process, as the energy is amplifying, being poured out on us, like there was like a Niagara Falls, understand, we need to remember and that there are negative forces will do their very best to interfere with that energy, to put different thoughts in our mind, thought process, and messing with us psychically. And that is done through our thoughts, and primarily. And therefore, artificial intelligence does exist through our cell phones, to our computers, and it's a fact. You could look it up, artificial intelligence. But it doesn't really mean that it has that much power as it wants you to believe. It only has the power that you're willing to give it to it mentally, because it's all based on the thought process. But that said, in order to minimize your exposure to artificial intelligence, the best method is to minimize technology in your surrounding. If you're not using the computer, shut it off, unplug it, put it in another room. If you are not using your cell phone, shut it off. If you can take the battery out, take the battery out. Sometimes they can even trace you even with the batteries out. It seems like some of them doesn't matter, speaking from experience. But my point is, technology, electricity, these things will simply amplify the ascension symptoms in a manner that is not very pleasant. The symptoms are not very pleasant. And to start with, they are not pleasant symptoms. But technology was simply earth technology. I'm not talking about celestial spiritual technology. I'm talking about earth technology, which is nothing but primitive technology in the most part. Will try to interfere with that spiritual experience and turn it into more of a nightmarish thing, that we are experiencing some more of a nightmare, a physical nightmare or a mental nightmare, but it's not. It's ascension symptoms that are being misunderstood because of different thought processes that are channeling, fueling into your psychic from the negative forces. So it's very important to minimize technology and understanding, cell phones do relay change frequencies. So very easily, that's the reason, the purpose of these toys, according to the raw material, the Law of One books, cell phones and televisions and all that were not created is to prevent us from evolving spiritually. Cell phones and those electronic gadgets keeps us at like tablets, iPads, the whole thing, the whole 9 yards. Technology keeps us at a lower vibration, keeps us at a low energy center. Do you ever know we have all experienced feeling lazy, feeling tired, feeling sleepy when we are when we are on our cell phone for too long, when we're sitting on the computer for too long, especially when we're not studying anything spiritual, right? And it is very, I don't know, anyone have never experienced feeling sleepy after being in your computer for, I don't know, half an hour or so, or the cell phones, feeling like yawning and physically tired and things. Yes, this is to keep us at a low frequency, spiritually speaking. That's what these toys, these electronic gadgets do. And television is another one. It not only tells you a vision, it hypnotizes you into believing whatever vision they want you to believe, but it also keeps you asleep. Well, yeah, simple term. But I'm just saying that, you know, if we want to manage the symptoms that we are getting from all this energy that's being poured down on us day and night, we are required at some point to find ways to manage our use of technology, and that is by not being on the cell phones all the time. You know, holding onto the cell phones all the time. Some people sleep with it. Some women stick it into their in their bra and their breast area. Some men stick it right next to their what do you call it, near their prostate gland, their pockets, your waistline. It's always with us. Yeah, those interfere with our spiritual ascension. I know some will not like what I'm saying, but it is a fact, and they are created to interfere with our spiritual ascension, with our spiritual evolution, to keep us in a three-dimensional, because three-dimensional is not a spiritual realm. And so this is the purpose, and this is the way to manage it. And also electricity. There are lots of electrical appliances that if we do not need them, we perhaps may not need to have them. I'm not going to name, but I'm going to leave that up to you to look up, anything that, regarding electricity, dirty electricity, yada, yada, yada. But if we do not need, if we don't have a need for this particular electrical appliances, there's no need to have it on. There is no need for it to be plugged in. It could be unplugged and use power surge, where everything could be plugged into one power surge. It could be shut off, and maybe put the refrigerator on a timer where it goes on based on a timing basis, as opposed to have it running around that motor all the time. But all these things, the AC, all those things are something to think about. Electrical appliances, electronics overall, those are things that are guaranteed, according to the law of one, according to my experiences and other research that I have done, they will interfere with our spiritual growth. We will not, it will be very difficult for us to evolve spiritually if we are spending too much time on those things, on those electronic low vibrational gadgets. They are nothing but low vibrational gadgets. The latest phone, the latest iPhone, the latest Samsung, the latest, I don't know, whatever phone that it is that we are waiting in line for, is not only going to take our money away from us, but it's also depriving us spiritually. Yes, I know. That somebody has to say, so I'm saying it. So it's up to us. We have free will. Those companies, they are not doing anything wrong. They are providing a service. They're providing us what we want. It's up to us to use our free will, our desire, to desire what is good for us. If we want these gadgets, those companies will keep making them for us because we desire them. That's the Creator's plan, to give us what we desire. It's up to us to use our own free will and not want what is good for us. What is good book, studying, meditation, time in nature, outdoors, things like that, positive thoughts, treating others to the golden rule, things like that. Those are the things to be nurtured. So in summary, the summary of this video is that the managing Ascension symptom is best done by minimizing exposure to technology, and spend more time outdoor, out in nature, out in fresh air, less time indoor, less time with all these electronics, these electrical appliances around us, and try to sleep in a room where there's as little electrical appliances as possible, and unplug if necessary. And cell phone should not be in the same room where you sleep. Cell phone should be in another room in the house. If there's no other room, the bathroom is an option. Closets are options. But cell phones, especially the one with the batteries embedded, to not be in the same room where we sleep at night, and as little electrical appliances as we can are usually best. You know, electricity is something to look into. Might want to unplug things. Those are things to consider in terms of managing Ascension symptoms, especially if you wake up at night. A lot of us waking up in the middle of the night because of all this energy coming down. So if we have too many electronics and electrical appliances where we're sleeping, it makes it even worse. So in order to minimize, alleviate the symptoms, experiences, the symptoms will not go away, but it will simply help us deal with it more harmoniously. It's still going to be uncomfortable, but it doesn't have to be like madness, crazy. It could be something more like, thank you. Okay, but like I said, the Creator gives us what we want, what we desire, always. Until then, I hope this makes sense. If you like this video, please, you are welcome to subscribe, as you know, or like if you like it, and if you would like more of this video. Until then, I love you. I leave you in the love and the light of peace. Thank you for your time. Peace. Forgiveness.